Good morning. This is Mr. Hinnon, and I just have some demonstrations I want to do that deal with thermal expansion and heat and things like that. So the first one I have is this little device. It's what's known as a palm glass. So if you notice, it basically is just two pieces of glass, little glass balls. They're collected by this tube. It is also made out of glass. So these glass spheres up here have some kind of reddish liquid in there. And the idea is, how do I get this liquid over to the other side? So my first instinct is I can kind of tilt it in some fashion. But as I try to tilt it, one of the things I notice is the fluid doesn't really flow very well. It slowly kind of goes over to the other side, but not very well. But there's a neat little method. So if I take my palm and I squeeze it around here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze this and squeeze and squeeze, and there you can see all of the fluid has gone from this side over to the other side. You can even see it move through the bottom. Now, this is truly made out of glass. I don't know if you can't really tell unless you were here. And so if I take this and I go, okay, I'm going to squeeze this one and squeeze and get that fluid to go over to the other side. And sure enough, it's out of this one. Now, obviously, if this is made out of glass, you're going, there's no way that you are squeezing that, Mr. Hinnon. That doesn't work. So there's got to be something else. Well, the other thing that's happening is my hand is warmer than this glass is. And so when I put my hand on here, what's happening is I am actually heating up this fluid. So I don't even have to put my whole hand on there. If I just put a couple of fingers on there, that might be enough to warm this up. And what we've got is when I heat up or warm the air inside there, just like we talked about with our equation, our air is going to expand because of thermal expansion, and that's going to push the fluid over to the other side. We're also later going to talk about how pressure and temperature are related. So you might actually describe this in terms of a pressure temperature situation with some of the gas laws, but that'll be later chapters that we'll get into. So just a neat little device that you can hold onto one side and I can get that fluid to move to the other side. Hope you enjoyed this little demonstration using the palm glass.